Jeff Sword and
Doug Vines and Jeff Sword.
And, you know, hey, what about let's go into that tape right now. Let's go to it.
First, at a combined weight of 442 pounds, the team of Jackie Laken and Keith Larson. Their opponents, at a combined weight of 481 pounds, the team of Doug Vines and Jeff Sword. One fall, time remaining in the program. Vines and Sword out against Laken and Larson. Jackie Laken beginning for his team, and it'll be Jeff Sword out for his combination. Power and elbow with a nice arm drag takedown to open the match. Vines and Sword, a very, very tough tag team combination. Jeff in low. Behind him for the ride is Jackie Laken. Sword tries to turn out and bails out from under Jackie Laken. Joining me here at our microphones, Lord Alfred Hayes, and you've been eyeing this team of Swords and Vines, as I understand it.
Well, like everybody else, they would benefit from my presence, Mr. Thatcher. But I have noted that this particular team of Vines and Swords showed tremendous potential.
They certainly are a well-conditioned tag team, and they're very aggressive, and I know you like an aggressive combination.
Oh, indeed. I think both these boys are dedicated to brutality, which is something I like. That means they have heart. I mean, one can't be brutal unless one has heart. You understand what I'm...
Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying. Yes, certainly over the years, any wrestler or combination wrestler that you have handled have been successful. They have won titles, and of course, I'm sure made Lord Alfred Hayes a few dollars.
I don't necessarily look at the monetary end of it, Mr. Thatcher. What I rather like is glory. I mean, money doesn't really interest me.
Well, Lord, certainly a lot of glory involved with this team. They have been winners ever since they've appeared in our area and toppled some of the best combinations around.
Yes.
Right now, Keith Larson with an armbar on Doug Vines. And young Larson and Laken are both fine competitors, Lord.
Yes, I suppose they catch one's eye, but fortunately, on your program, Mr. Thatcher, you seem to be able to get the better wrestlers around the world.
Well, thank you very much. Certainly, I have quite a bit of good competition. Of course, you yourself are quite a competitor. I enjoy watching you in the squared circle.
Well, thank you, Mr. Thatcher. You know, I've made it a point in my life to chase people around. I mean, when I first came to the States, Dory Funk Jr. was the world champion. And I went straight to Amarillo, Texas, his hometown, embarrassed him there. And, in fact, I won the World Heavyweight Championship from him, and then I invoked some obscure rule from 1776 or somewhere, and declared I wasn't a winner. Now, that as it may be, the point I'm getting to is Kevin Sullivan has also embarrassed somebody. He's embarrassed Mulligan, and I think that's so wonderful. I laugh when I think about it.
There's been a bit of embarrassment between you and Johnny Weaver as well.
Now, I was hoping you'd get to that. I mean, I didn't want to open a subject I find completely repugnant to my senses, but Weaver, I finally got to him. I mean, I've been chasing him for a long, long time, and then I finally got to Weaver, and I enjoyed it. Now, people said, was it a conspiracy with you and Sullivan? Well, of course it was. What do you think I'm here for? You don't think I'm going to give a sucker like Weaver an even chance?
Excuse me, Mr. Hayes, but you don't believe that Johnny Weaver is going to lay down and play dead, do you? Because this man is a competitor himself. You talk about brutality, you talk about being a competitor. John has to be one of the very best.
No, well, you may think that may be your opinion. I respect your opinion, but the point is, wasn't he out on this program and really crying, sobbing and saying how sore he was, waist up, and now, if you say he is such a competitor, he's not going to lay down, why does he seek a giant like Mulligan to hide behind?
Well, I would say just to even up the sides, making it 2-on-2 opposed to 2-on-1.
Well, Well, that wasn't exactly right. I mean, it wasn't really a quick kick, 2 on 1. What happened was this. I thrashed him soundly, and then I saw Sullivan sitting there. He's a wonderful chap, you know. I thought, why should I be so selfish? Why not give him a part of Weaver as well? And we did.
You more or less shared the glory, as you mentioned earlier.
Yes, really, I shared the glory. But the main thing is, I got to Weaver. I did that, and I would go. I chased him all around the world, and I did it.
Well, I think that probably a match between you and Weaver one-on-one would be very good, but of course you have elected to stay close to Kevin Sullivan, so I would say Johnny Weaver is picking up a partner, as I say, possibly the partner to Kevin Sullivan, so that he might have his chance at a little comeuppance with Lord Alfred Hayes.
I know what he thinks. I know what Weaver thinks. Isn't that what a wonderful process is?
Yes, it is.
Swords and vine, combining so cleverly there.
But you tag in and out well, and of course, one of the main ingredients in a tag team combination is knowing when to leave that ring and put the fresh man in.
Yes, absolutely, and being able to do it, too.
Very true. Right now, Jeff Sword with the armbar on Keith Larson, and the young team of Larson and Laken have done well. But of course, the experience goes with Vines and Swords. They have wrestled together for so long that they almost know without saying anything.
Yeah, they think alike. They do, definitely.
Larson being pounded into the turnbuckle by Doug Vines, going back to that arm bar now, and they continue to go back to the same hole, switching in and out of the tags, Vines and Swords. Shaggy Laken catches a tag from Keith Larson, and right now, Laken in the driver's seat as he goes to work on Doug Vines. This young man has a great future ahead of him.
Was almost ruined just there.
The veteran saw the opening and took it.
Oh, yes. What a wonderful, wonderful move there.
Lions with that suplex, and now it's Jeff Sword. Takes Laken up, gives him the backbreaker, and this should be the beginning of the end, Lord. There you have it. The backbreaker, the body press by Jeff Sword, the winner over Jackie Laken and Keith Larson. Lord, we want to thank you for joining us here with your expertise on our program, and I'm certain that we'll be seeing you in action.
Well, thank you, Paz. You do an excellent job here.
Thank you very much.
Excellent job, yeah.
Thank you very much, Lord Alfred Hayes. We'll be talking to him later on. Right now, we're going to invite a couple of wrestlers out here on our set to welcome home a young gentleman right here from the area where we tape NWA Championship Wrestling, Buddy Landell. And we're also going to be talking to Johnny Weaver and Jimmy Valiant. I want to welcome you home, buddy.
Thank you very much.
My
I'm very glad to be here.
With you in a long time, and you look great in that ring.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here in front of my family and my friends. You know, I was raised here, born. I went to Fulton High School. You know, I'd like to say hi to a few friends. Dr. Scott was a principal there, and my high school football coach, Coach Black. They helped me a lot, you know, and I want to thank my parents very much. I love them very much. And Johnny Weaver, I want to thank him especially because he took the time out to teach me and everything I need to know. And this man, Woogie right here.
We're looking forward to seeing you in action later on, buddy. And it's good to have you back,
He's
John.
a great young prospect, Les. I remember when Les Thatcher was the same way. That's been a long time ago. Hey, Boogeyman's here. You know, we got a lot of problems, and I think the Boogeyman from New York City right here is one who's going to solve most of them for us. Hayes is not back. He's causing a lot of trouble. Of course, Kevin's still a Southern heavyweight champion, but that isn't going to last long, right, Boogie?
Not at all, baby. Woo, let's see, the Boogeyman feels good. Johnson, anytime you need help. Budrow, anytime you need help. I'm the man, baby. I love 6-man tag. I got 6 old ladies. I got 6 Cadillacs. I got 6 poodles, baby. Woo, I had 6 eggs over easy this morning for breakfast. I ate 6 T-bones. I love 6. 6. Mary Lou, she took my diamond ring. Mary Lou, she took my watching chain. Mary Lou, she took the keys to my Cadillac car. Jumped in the caddy and she drove a fire.
About out of time for Jimmy Valiant, Buddy Landell, and Johnny Weaver. Let's thank you saying so long, and thanks for being with us.
You know, Ron, that right there was a good tape. You know, I'd like to know, week after week, you know, we've been on here a lot of weeks now, and a lot of people's calling in about the wrestling school, and, you know, where are you getting these tapes at? I just don't understand that.
These good, old-hearted, down-to-earth, religious country folk, friends of mine, keeping and bringing them tapes in. Don't stop. keep bringing them in.
Can I
We're
get a
going to
few of
keep
them
showing.
and let me put them up for old times? I mean, when I kind of boost you out, and it could be Terry's Championship
They gonna have
Wrestling,
me
put a
strong.
Ron's Championship Wrestling.
I don't know whether I want you to have them or not. I promised these people that I'd take very, very special good care of them, Landell.
Well, you know, Ron, I tell you what, you know, this is a real good, and don't forget, wrestling fans, hey, you know, call all your friends and tell everybody about Ron's Championship Wrestling here on every Saturday morning. And, you know, Ron, I think today at 2 o'clock, man, I tell you what, there's a lot of wrestlers in town, new guys, and they're going to see it on next week's TV. But, you know, Christmas is over with, and we're starting the new year out, and there's going to be some rocking and a bocking.
Lock them and sock them.
You know,
We're gonna
National
be there
Guard
about
Armory.
1:30 because we're gonna start at 2 o'clock.
Starting
The
at
tape's
2,
gonna start
people.
rolling at 2,
So they
you
get
be
to come
there.
in at 1:30 today.
I need to get in early to make sure they get a seat because it's going to be the first time in many years that we've had live wrestling taping back in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Well, I
been
think
many
that's
years.
a good thing.
Many
It's right
years.
next-
This is the first step of getting the wheels are rolling and getting wrestling back up where it should be here.
And it's coming the old style. I mean,
That's right.
you're bringing it back the old way. You know, wrestling fans, don't forget, today you need to be there by 1:30, 15 to 2. We're cutting everybody out. Nobody else can come in the building. And it's at the National Guard Armory in Knoxville, Tennessee, next door to West High School. So if anybody wants to call us, they can, right here's our phone number up right now, 865-973-8092. Call us here at the wrestling office and tell us, hey, you're coming down. But you know, Ron, what about this personality profile? I don't understand this. Can we kind of go to that tape?
Yeah,
I mean,
we
that's
need
one
to
of
go
your
to that
fans
and get
again.
this
You're in,
person.
Rick
He's a good
Cannon,
piece.
yeah, tag team
let's go and
partner.
roll it.
well, let's go to that right now.
Welcome to Personality Profile this week on Ron's Championship Wrestling. Our guest this week, Rick Cannon from Cheyenne, Wyoming. And Rick, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show.
Good to be here, Ron.
Tell me a little bit about how you got started in the business, Rick.
Well, after I moved from Cheyenne, I moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, and I was working out at a gym called Doc's Gym. It's a little small weightlifting gym. Doug Furnace was working out there on a regular basis, and I seen a sign on the bulletin board, trained to be a wrestler, called Rick Connors. So I called him, and 14 years later, here I am.
Well, Rick's helped a lot of people get started in the business, so you've been in it a long time. Have you been just around here in the local area?
Now, I've also been to Atlanta, done television for Atlanta, WCW, also for the WWF.
Right. So you've been with two top-notch organizations in the world, so I've watched you compete several times here locally, and how do you feel about the direction that professional wrestling is going today, back from the high-flying style of the WWE versus the original style that we're trying to get back to here in Knoxville?
Well, I'm different than a lot of people. I like both of them. I think it adds a variety to the business. I mean, some of the high flying is for some people. Some of the ground stuff is for other people. I like to mix it up, do a little of both.
Right. Where do you see yourself in the future with RCW wrestling?
That's hard to say because so far here lately, all I seem to be in the ring with is the cruiserweights, and I'm pretty much just running through them. So
Right.
basically, Ron, I need some competition.
Well, we're going to try to work on that. We're trying to get more competition in, and we're trying to get the people to come out and enjoy a family-type environmental wrestling show. And you know, we did a good job with Christmas for the kids here recently in Knoxville at the National Guard Armory. We had a good crowd that night and had a lot of gifts to give away Christmas Day to the kids. So that went really well. You have anything you'd like to say before we close out this segment here, Rick?
Well, the only thing I'd like to say about myself is I've been on both sides of the fences. I've been a bad guy and a good guy. My style don't change. It's just my attitude. I'm the same either side of the fence I'm on. I'm going to come at you, and I'm coming at you hard.
What's your immediate goals for Ron's Championship Wrestling? Are you going to try to go after a title, or are you going to concentrate on tag team, or
It doesn't really matter to me as long as I can get the wins.
as long as you can get the win?
Yes.
Who was your very first hero in professional wrestling? Everybody's got a hero. Who was yours?
It's hard to say. Probably Dusty Rhodes.
Why?
Just for the